Alright, so now we're going to look at what is an argument. This guy right here. Second page in your packet. What is an argument? So, we already put up our topic for the day, right? Sci Academy should not have a dress code. It's slightly different at the top of your page, but it's roughly the exact same question, right? Not have a dress code at Sci Academy. What kind of arguments do people put down for that? What do people get a chance to write down arguments? What are their reasons that we should or shouldn't? Who agreed with that statement?
Oh wait, I said think about it.
This statement. Who agrees with this topic? Yes, no. You don't. All right. So I have two people agree. So I assume you guys disagree.
Yeah.
So we should have a dress code, right? Okay. What's the reason we shouldn't have a dress code?
We shouldn't have a dress code because it takes away your individualism and it takes away how you express yourself and how you present yourself to people and how you're perceived.
Okay. So it's individuality. Crystal, what's the reason we should have a dress code?
The reason that we should have a dress code, because it's easier to get dressed in the morning.
Easier to get dressed in the morning. I like that one. Which one of these is right? Anybody know?
There's no right.
There's not a right. Exactly. We don't know. We don't know which one's right. Why do we think that this would be true? What would be the reasons that we would think it's true?
Some people feel that way.
Some people go that way. But so if we were talking to Mr. Markovitz and trying to explain to him why we thought we shouldn't have a dress code at Sci Academy, do you think we just would say, well, individuality, and he would say, okay, cool, no more dress code?
No.
Then you will go back and talk.
He would ask why. What is individuality for?
Exactly, the why. The why is the key question. That is what changes something from just being a statement to being an argument. And so we think a statement is true, first of all, because it corresponds with our experience. When we hear a statement that we say, oh, well, individuality is really important, or maybe that's why we think the easier is a better argument, right? We say, well, I hate getting up in the morning and having to think about what am I going to wear in addition to just getting ready to go to school. Hey, let's go with the easier. So suddenly that corresponds with our experience. We say, it's hard to get up in the morning, let's go with it that way. Or maybe it's because an expert supports it. So maybe Ricky's an expert, and he says individuality is really, really important. If high school scholars aren't able to express their individuality, maybe they end up, doing crazy things, like they jump off of big buildings, or maybe they become, Atlanta Falcons fans. Really bad things like that, right? So the second reason is because an expert might support what it says, or might say, this is a good reason. And so we trust people who are experts, people who have advanced degrees. So if a math teacher says, here's how to do this math problem, who are you going to believe? Them or somebody else in your class? You're going to believe the math teacher. So the expert. A third reason we might do it is someone we trust says it. So maybe it's not someone who's an expert. So, but a lot of times our parents aren't necessarily experts. But my mom doesn't have a degree in how to get stains out of clothes. But when I get a really bad stain in my clothes, I probably call my mom or I talk to my wife. Those are the two people who I'm going to rely on. Not because some went to school and got a special degree in how to get stains out of clothes, but because I trust them and I think they probably know what to do. So these are good reasons that we think a statement will be true. So what does this tell us about an argument? It tells us that we need to make sure that our arguments are backed up and they aren't just one word or one little sentence. So then we need to know what the pieces of a complete argument are. So let's talk about what they are. The pieces of a complete argument are threefold. First, we need to say that each argument makes a statement of possible truth. Each argument makes a statement of possible truth. What is this saying? This says that every time someone says something in a debate round, it's possible that what they're saying is the correct answer, or maybe the most accurate answer in the round, right? So maybe we'll have a statement of possible truth in the debate round. That's one reason that we have a complete argument. In addition, that statement is supported. So the statement that we need to provide individuality for scholars at Psi Academy, or that we need to make it easier for people to get up in the morning. Those are statements of possible truth. And then the support in the morning might be, we know that 9 out of 10 Psi Academy scholars are rushed in the morning. Well, if 9 out of 10 Psi Academy scholars are rushed in the morning, then that gives us a pretty good support to the time being an important factor. But what if the fact is that 9 out of 10 Psi Academy scholars feel creatively stifled? They don't feel creative. Well, maybe suddenly their individuality is the more important thing. And then finally, each argument is going to explain why it is important. Why is it important? So each argument does 3 things. What are those things, Jacques?
Make a possible truth supported and is important.
Show why it's important. Exactly. Give them snaps. Give them snaps. Nice. So these are the 3 things that we have every argument. Every single argument has to do these 3 things. So we don't just say we like individuality. We say we like individuality because lots of Psi Academy scholars don't feel like they're being able to be creative. And this is important because creativity makes people better able to succeed in college. Right? Because just saying that 9 out of 10 Psi Academy scholars feel like they're not creative, maybe we think creativity is a bad thing. So we need to have, why is creativity important? So these are the 3 pieces that we need to have in every argument that we put together. Now, these pieces have special names in debate. The statement of truth is called the claim. The claim. This is what I'm saying. I claim this is some sort of truth. So I claim that it's easier to get dressed in the morning is a reason that we shouldn't have a dress code. Second, the support is called the warrant. And this isn't for your arrest. It's the warrant. This is the support for the statement. You're trying to say, you see, this warrant, this explains the justification. This talks about the evidence that I'm providing, that 9 out of 10 scholars at Psi Academy don't get up in time to get ready for school and make it to the bus on time. And the importance, why it matters, is called the impact. The impact. So every argument has the 3 pieces with special names. And Renata, what are those special names?
The claim, warrant, and impact.
Exactly. The claim, the warrant, and the impact. So the key, anytime you're making an argument, is you want all 3 of these pieces. If I just have the claim and the impact, what's the problem, Ricky?
No warrant.
No warrant. And why would that be bad?
Because then you're not supporting your statement, and it could be from out of thin air.
Exactly. It could be out of thin air. So that's why we want it. What would be the problem if I just had a claim and a warrant, Crystal?
The problem
Mm-hmm.
in a warrant, then they'll start asking why would it matter? And if you
Exactly. We
have
don't
an
know why it
answer-
matters. So it's the same as you saying that, Mom, I want to go to this movie because all my friends are going. Your mom probably doesn't care about what all your friends are doing. But maybe if it's because all my friends are going and this is something that our teacher wants us to do for a class. Well, suddenly, now your mom says, oh, well, your grades matter to me. So that gives her a reason. So you've got all 3 pieces. So all 3 pieces are really important. We want to make sure we have them all. So how do we support an argument? So we have a warrant, but what do we actually use to provide a warrant? Because obviously, we can't just make up a statistic. What was that, Renata?
Evidence.
Evidence. Snaps. Snaps for evidence. Snaps for evidence. Exactly. Evidence. So we use evidence. Evidence. Evidence is how we support an argument. This is really important because we can't just make up the statistics, even though in a few minutes when we do our fun debate, that's what we're going to do. But for normal debate rounds, you can't just say, well, Ayn Rand said this, or Kant says this, if they didn't actually say it. It's got to be something the person actually says. You don't want to put words in President Obama's mouth. You got to use what's actually been said.